What is up, everyone? Today on Fantasy News Today, we are talking about Cliff Kingsbury.
What?
We're talking about Saquon Barkley.
What?
We're talking about Jimmy G.
What?
We are talking about Aaron Rodgers.
What?
We're talking about Russell Wilson.
What?
And we're going to sprinkle in some Rob Gronkowski.
What?
Here we go. Wednesday, March 2nd, Fantasy News Today. Holla at your boy.
Run that intro.
As I make my way, the fact I'm still alive, my claim to fame. It's no surprise I'm on a rise, finna stake my claim. Separate me from the others, cause we ain't the same. Ask my brothers from another, we ain't for play. Time is money, so we got no time to wait. Soon as this thing's moving, it can't be stopped. Blue bands in my pocket, call that juggernaut.
In the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Put your life together.
You know the stat quo. Finna get a bag, bustin' down that blow. Out of East Side Ho, where they know my name.
Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody.
What up? What up? Fantasy football hustler back at you.
Hey, I'm Bogard Scott free. Give me money.
And we are bringing you fantasy news today. What is up, everyone in the chat? What up, Hess? What up, Ron? What is going on? Hope you guys like the new intro and how we're doing it for YouTube. Yeah, we're gonna.
Hey, bro, I'm hella professional.
We're on it. We're on it. We're gonna be stomping like the big dogs and stomping with the big dogs.
Yeah, I don't even like dogs. I don't even like animals no more. I figure to be the top of the food chain, you gotta dominate all other animals.
Oh yeah, so we got to get to that killer whale status.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good looking, Chase. He said, "Nice shirt," because we're keeping it lit always, always.
Keep it lit.
Now,
Man, rest in peace to the Jack.
Yeah. First topic we're talking about today, though, I don't know how lit this is. The Cliff Kingsbury contract extension. I mean, obviously, him and Murray are the pair. I don't know what this. What do you think this is for Murray now? Because it seems like he doesn't like the system, at least a little bit. I mean, that's kind of.
Hey, I was just talking to Murray. He don't like this shit.
Does this mean Kyler Murray's a little bit closer to getting out the door?
You want to know what's really crooked about it? Yeah, this is what's really crooked about this whole thing. Is that what's the dude's name? Eric something, the agent for Murray.
I'm looking him up.
Yeah, he's the one that put out the statement with all the capital letters in it and shit.
Eric Burkhart.
I be forgetting that. I be forgetting we don't do this show daily anymore during this time of year. But on Monday, that's what broke. Is that a statement had been released by the agent where he's basically demanding Arizona to extend him. He's right. Basically like, upping Kyler Murray. You know what I mean? Like, what's that shit called when you kind of testify for someone's good character? Like he was basically like vouching for him. Like, listen, nah, bruh's cool. Bruh's a good dude. Y'all lying on his name. Give him his bag. And then guess what? You know who else? Who else his client is?
Let's hear it.
Cliff Kingsbury.
Oh, what? That's like a conflict of interest right there.
And then a day later, it pops out. 2 days later, today, it pops out that this motherfucker got an extension.
I don't know if he warranted this. I mean, get into the playoffs, they have looked decent for the last couple years, but with this team that they got, I feel like they underperformed heavily. And his offense, Kyler's bailed him out more than a few times. His play calling gets real whack sometimes and real predictable.
Man, listen, bro. He don't know what he's doing, bro. And like, if I'm Kyler Murray, I want to get the fuck out of there. And maybe the agent's hella smart. He starts all this. He makes sure they start all the shit where the relationship is bad, and it's like Kyler want to leave, and then guess what they do? They extend the coach, so he got to stay there, and then Kyler's supposed to be like, if he's here, I don't want to be here, You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, of course, I like the drama version better than the ones I come up with, right? But more than likely, it's all just big posturing, and they're all going to eventually get paid. Because it's like, you don't just let. But here's the thing: you can trade Kyler Murray away. What are you going to compete with after? You know what I
Right.
mean?
And they're whatever they're trying to get from someone, who knows if someone's going to actually pay for it. And that's what sucks is like, as much as we want to see this crazy QB carousel, it might not end up being what we really think. A lot of these big names might not leave. And so that's what we're going to be talking about a little bit later in the show. We got a bunch of quarterbacks to talk about.
The Eagles got 3 first rounds. The Giants, they got theirs, and Chicago's from the trade last year during the draft. You know what I mean? So there's some teams that could spark conversation, but man, these motherfuckers don't want to go there. Most of these places,
Yep.
So QBs that want to go places like Wilson, who we're going to talk about. You know what I'm saying? They got no trade clause, so they and you know what I mean. And they still don't even control their destiny. You know what I mean?
Yep. And Anthony said Niners will take Murray. Hell yeah, man. I mean, a lot of teams would take him. It's really like, what are they going to give up?
Said that, Anthony?
Yeah.
Yeah, Anthony, make the call, bro. I'll take Mighty Mouse all day.
Oh yeah. Dion in the building. What up, bro? Let's smoke it up.
What up? Yeah, son.
Song in the building. What up?
What's happening?
Uh-oh. Anthony said someone is going to New Orleans. Well, yeah, because it's not going to be Taysom Hill. Will they re-sign Winston? I mean, that's a possibility.
They got cap issues, though. You know what I mean? So
they've had cap issues every year for the past couple, though.
For sure. But I'm saying then the cap going up is going to help them tremendously. But it's also like, are they a draw? Like for a guy, I mean, I guess the NFC South is wide open.
Yeah.
So it's a draw. You know what I mean?
Yep. There we go.
I'm going to change this dude real quick. Come on, son.
All right.
What happened?
All right. So we got Devin in the building. What up? What up? We'll wait for Bogard to get back before we get to some Jimmy G news. Yeah, the Kingsbury and the Kyler Murray stuff. I mean, it's just super weird how everything's playing out. I don't see him moving. I feel like they're going to get that extension done. They got to. It's playing hardball a little bit. And let's see. All right, so just some filler news real quick until Bogard's back. We got Jalen Davis for the Bengals getting re-signed, one of their cornerbacks. The Bengals got a lot of defensive players that they got to take care of money-wise. Guys like Jesse Bates, I mean, is a big one there right off the bat. So I'm curious to see how the Bengals are going to do this, but I wonder if everyone, maybe not everyone, but if a bunch of people on the defense are going to take team-friendly deals like we saw in Tampa Bay after, Tom Brady coming there, knowing that they were going to have a shot to get back to the Super Bowl next year also. Yeah, it's crazy because, for a long stretch of time, there was this crazy stat where if you lost the Super Bowl, you didn't even make the playoffs like the next year. So teams like the Chiefs, I mean, we'll see if the Bucks, well, I guess they didn't lose the Super Bowl. It's going to be the Bengals. See if they're going to be able to keep things rolling because it's really just about not re-signing players. Yeah, Devin, we're going to be talking about Russell Wilson here in a little bit. Oh, yeah. Albert said, are you doing another mock draft this Friday? So not this Friday. We're going to be changing up the schedule a little bit. I'm moving out to Vegas, and Friday is the day that we're actually going there to sign the lease and get the keys and stuff. So it's just going to be some uploads that are happening on Friday. And yeah, Ronald, Eagles were straight trash the year after they lost. Hell yeah, they were. All right, let's see. How about we get to some Saquon Barkley news? And this is a little bit lackluster because they said that they're open to hearing trades for him. We've been talking about how he might be on the move. He's in his 5th-year option right now, $7.2 million guaranteed. I mean, anyone who's going to be trading for him, I mean, you're going to be trading for him knowing that you're going to re-sign him. What is his re-signing going to warrant? Because he really hasn't looked good for the last 2 years. I mean, really outside of his rookie year, I mean, it's been a lot of nothing. So that's the thing that's a little bit crazy. Like, who is going to actually trade for him? We were talking about potentially the Seahawks, but that's just not really likely to happen. Like, there's no team that is like, oh, we're a running back away from winning the Super Bowl.
Hey, crazy old senile Pete Carroll, he thinks that
they're a running back away from winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I mean, maybe
he's crazy. That's why he's crazy old Pete.
Yeah, so I don't see much happening with this Saquon biz. Just doesn't seem likely, just because of how much.
It's a new regime, new GM. They don't want to pay $7 million to this motherfucker. They're trying to shop him around. They have no quarrels with whatever happens to him. And then, okay, I got you, son. Then here's what's the best thing, though, is that when no one wants to trade for him, then they have no quarrels with running him into the dirt. So, like, we should expect him to get, like, a decent workload that's going to be consistent. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Crazy workload. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, especially if they could kind of mirror what they did in Buffalo, because, you got Dable going over there. If they could mirror what they did the last 8 weeks of the season, 6 weeks of the season with Singletary, even going into the playoffs, like, you know what I mean? They just were running that thing.
Yeah. And Chase said it's hard to pay running backs these days. I mean, it's crazy because, like, for fantasy football, and that's what we're talking about most of the time. For the longest time, the running backs were the most important position, hands down, and that really didn't mirror, the new style of the NFL. You got to take it back to like the 90s, where like you needed a workhorse running back to win a Super Bowl. You really don't anymore. You just need a combination of guys that do different things.
Oh, we don't have any strudel, son. We only have waffle. You want waffle?
No.
And Life and Sports Talk with Jake. What up, bro? He said, I'd take him if Wilson goes to the Giants. Yeah. I mean, we talked about Wilson, just our speculation or my speculation that Wilson might go there. But what nice transition, Life and Sports Talk with Jake, because let's just get in there to the Russell Wilson talk. And Pete Carroll coming out saying that the team has no intention of trading away Russell Wilson. This just screams to me like they're taking it away because they haven't really gotten the offers that were good. It's that contract too. Like, who wants to take on his contract right now?
No, but here's the thing, though. It's more like there's the no trade clause. So everything you said is correct.
Exactly.
Everything you said is correct, but then there's a no trade clause. So what's really going on is Russell Wilson telling that, like, go ask them.
I saw it might have been a bullshit, clickbait headline, but
I'm saying though, because Russell Wilson, he would have to decide where he's going.
I know. I'm not arguing that part. We already know that. But what I'm saying is, right before this Pete Carroll news came out, I saw a headline that said Russell Wilson said he doesn't want to play for any team on the East Coast. Now that could have just been a bullshit clickbait headline, but I saw that one day before I saw the Pete Carroll stuff come out.
But he was saying something like, too, like, he was like, I guess, is he from the East Coast originally?
I'm not sure. I know he went to Wisconsin. I don't know where the hell.
I can't remember exactly what I read, too, but I seen something early this morning. They were saying something about, like, he was talking about his friends in the East Coast or something. Like, he was apologizing to them.
He's from Ohio, from Cincinnati. It's where he was born.
Okay. Damn, that's so crazy how places like that birth. Like, Ohio is just one of those places that birth, like, hell of a football players. You know what I mean? I mean, that's where football was basically invented, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, that's why they got the hall over there, and that's, you know what I mean?
Yep. So, yeah, Russell Wilson, I mean, it seemed nice, when we were talking about him getting traded away. But when you got that no trade clause, that's really, are you going to find the right partner? That's what it's all about. We got a lot of time to see if that's going to happen. All the guy wants is some offensive linemen. Can we get him some offensive linemen so he does not just run into the ground? I mean, that's all he wants.
And what's funny, though, too, is that his bag kind of hinders them, too, for free agency. You know what I mean? Like, like they need the cap to go. What's the cap? I think the Seahawks are going to have some cap here, though, actually. I think they're top 10 in cap space with the cap going up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think they're one of them. You know what I mean? So it's like maybe it could turn around. They could actually start hearing him out because in reality, they weren't doing him like the Packers were doing Rodgers.
Right.
Where they wouldn't get him a second weapon. They were they gave him Tyler Lockett, and they went up and drafted DK Metcalf, and you know what I mean? But then it was it's the philosophy that fucks it up. You know what I mean? The philosophy of we got to run the ball because then you need a good line. You know what I mean? And look at what they did there. They got rid of a key piece of their line with Max Unger back in the days. They traded away the star center, all pro, to get Jimmy Graham because they're trying to get weapons around with Russ. See the irony of that? You know what I mean? And it's really been. I mean, look at he don't even want to run around really and extend the plays, but he just got so good at that because it was all right, well, look, they're coming at me fast.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna scramble around this motherfucker and lock it. You when you hear the crowd go crazy, it means I'm scrambling.
Yeah. And like the sports talk with Jake said it right there. He doesn't want to be the bad guy. That's for sure. Russ doesn't want to be that bad guy.
I know, but that's why Russ is a pussy, bro. Russ is a big pussy, bro. I bet you his bitch runs shit too. I bet you she'd be like, it's so boring in Seattle. You should get traded. And he's like, I love Seattle. Go Hawks. He opens the window, see, and then there's someone walking down the street, Hawks. You know what I mean? I feel like he's really that guy. He doesn't want to be the bad guy. It's because he's a big pussy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Make way for the bad guy. Make way for the bad guy. Yeah, and Song said, can't wait to go home and smoke. There we go. After work. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Like it. So who brought up Jimmy G? And let me see. What did he say? Oh, yeah. He said, so what's up with the Niners and keeping Jimmy G? So Jimmy G underwent shoulder surgery, but the headline that I saw is that it should not affect his trade, which is likely going to happen soon.
Yeah. I'm gonna stay consistent in what I say. It's gonna happen. We're gonna trade him. I just don't think you know what I mean? When I read the blurb about Washington perhaps giving up a first, I thought that was preposterous. But then, I really started thinking about it. I'm like, oh, okay, their GM for the Commandos, right? He was part of the 49ers office. He had something to do with scouting, all that shit. So there was a correlation where a phone call could be made. But and then the Pittsburgh thing started getting a little traction. But I'm still on the Tampa Bay destination, and then I'm even on if Rodgers goes anywhere, I think they would bring him to Green Bay.
Yeah. And really the reason why he hasn't been traded yet, or why we're not hearing more trade talks about it, is because he has a trade clause until free agency starts this year. A no trade clause, I mean. So if he gets traded before the 16th, whenever free agency,
but it could be agreed to, though. We could have a verbal agreement and even have everything drawn up. It just can't be signed until a year, which is March. I think officially it's March 18th.
Well, if he agrees to it, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, because he can still not sign it. Because
Right.
that has happened before. Shout out to Frank Gore. Frank Gore, he was on a flight it had already been announced. Ian Rappaport talking about, Frank Gore's going to get signed to the Eagles. And he jumps off the plane, checks his phone, and Shady McCoy was like, bruh, don't sign there. You know what I mean? And then so he didn't sign. You know what I mean? Or Josh McDaniels, he was announced to be the head coach of the Colts. You know what I mean? The next day, he's like, psych. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It do be happening like that, but it's only because they made the agreement, and then it was before the year started, so nothing can get inked officially.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yep. So we're gonna hear some news. A lot of stuff is gonna be happening here in the next couple weeks. I mean, we got the
what's today, the second?
Today's the 2nd. So 2 weeks from now is going to be our free agency show. I mean, free agency starts, I believe, at 1 p.m. Eastern time, 2 weeks from now. So our show's going to start a couple hours after that, and should be a fun show.
Hey, they got the combine jumping off today too, right? I probably missed hell of it because I was busy this morning.
Yeah, combine is going on this week. So we don't have a show this Friday. We're going to be coming back next Wednesday. So that's when we're going to be talking all types of combine stuff. All right. So the funnier news that I saw is the Broncos and how Nathaniel Hackett, he's dodging every question left and right about Aaron Rodgers. And the big thing that he just keeps saying, I'm just happy to be a Bronco right now. So totally avoiding every Aaron Rodgers question out there. And who knows if Aaron Rodgers is actually going to go there. I mean, I've been seeing a lot of people, guys like Matt Harmon, guys like Adam Ray coming out on Twitter saying that Aaron Rodgers isn't going anywhere this year. He's staying in Green Bay, like literally.
Well, I mean, I am the 3-time circle champion. And in one of my battles last week on the circle, like I said, I'm a 3-time champion. You know what I mean? But I was talking about how, he ain't leaving Green Bay. I wanted him to go to the Steelers and all this fun stuff I was talking about. But the reality is he's not going anywhere. And even yesterday morning, it was already Ian Rappaport already put it out there in the world that him and Green Bay were working on a short-term deal. So probably like just extending him for one more year. You know what I mean?
I'm really making it a last dance.
Really making it a last dance. Then that means you'd be able to, 1, franchise tag Devontae, or 2, give him a long-term deal that's front-loaded with voidable years. You know what I mean? Like a 5-year extension, but
like kind of what they did with Aaron Jones, where they could pretty much get rid of him next year.
I was just about to go there. And then who's my man? Kenny Clark. I think they just gave him a deal.
Yep.
Similar, because they got a lot of things to work with. So this is why, and they're over the cap. Even with the cap going up, they're still going to be over because they want to keep hella people. Like they might need to give Devontae Adams might need to do some type of deal, like we were saying, like with voidable years, whatnot, front loaded, etc. Because then they need to franchise tag a motherfucker like Campbell, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you don't want to let him just walk.
Right.
You
they better not let him walk.
And and he's gonna want a big bag, so you're gonna have to let him walk if you don't tag him.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a way you could tag someone, like Devontae Adams, and then do like a transitional tag. Maybe put that on Campbell, but he might wipe his ass with that shit. You know what I mean?
If Aaron Rodgers stays, I feel like it's easier to get Devontae Adams to stay with them.
All of them will be like, okay, word, just, you know what I mean? Have my people handle it.
Yeah,
that'll be it.
Yeah.
If Aaron Rodgers is good, everybody's good.
What up, David P? It's going down, bro.
Hey, you know what's hella crazy though?
Antonio in the building. What up?
What up, birthday twin?
What's crazy?
How I always just lose my train of thought. Like right there.
All right, so we're talking some IDP. Let's get over to the Panthers and Hassan Reddick. So that's one of the guys who's an unrestricted free agent.
Oh yeah, he wanted a bag.
Oh yeah, so they were, it was either franchise tag him or let him test free agency, and they said they're about to let him test free agency.
They posturing. But here's the thing though. He's gonna get a bag or go get a one of them, because these voidable deals are gonna be a thing, bro.
Oh yeah.
Like, he might go to the Rams and get you know what I'm saying?
We're seeing too many of these creative contracts being done up by other teams.
Because
you got all these smart MIT people making, the budgets and all that. They can figure out how to front load these contracts and all that.
And you got the Harvard law motherfuckers with them ironclad contracts, bruh.
Hell yeah. And Facebook users said, who you pushing for starting QB for the Niners, Bogard?
Lance or Tom Brady.
Oh, shit. Life and Sports Talk with Jake said Reddick to the Hawks. Watch. I mean, anywhere he goes,
you know what?
Instant increase on defense.
If he goes there, he's gonna go there because they would give him a bag. But I mean, did they pay Jamal Adams yet?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I think that was 2 years ago at this point.
Yeah, I mean, that's right, because when they traded for him, I think they gave him an extension. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Because Reddick's gonna take whatever, because they got some cap space, I think, and they do need pass rush. I mean, if you add Hassan Reddick and then you got B-Wag and then fucking young Jordan Brooks, that's fucking nasty, dude.
It's a good start. Definitely a good start. Next week, we're going to be talking a lot about some unrestricted free agents who didn't get franchise tag, guys who are going to actually hit the open market. things like that, because franchise tags can be placed all the way up until March 8th. So we got about almost a week of franchise tag stuff gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, they got to be issued by the 8th, and I think they don't got to be signed until like June.
Right.
It's something crazy like that. So a player can like not sign that motherfucker till June, because obviously that motherfucker will probably try to work a deal beforehand. You know what I mean?
Right. Try to get some
like,
kind
hey
of,
man, let's work a deal here. I don't want to sign this tag. You know?
Yeah. Because even a 2-year deal, I mean, people are trying to get those front-loaded deals, get 2 years, versus just the 1 year high pay, and then you got to go through the whole board.
Bro? This is like NBA shit lightweight now. Like players are speaking up where they want to go and play and shit. You know what I mean?
Even though it is the ultimate team sport, that's what's a little bit tougher about football than the NBA. Their value is going up because guys are willing to sit. Guys can actually make money now off the field, and I think that was like the whole thing with the NFL before. It's like, oh, you're not going to play in the NFL? What the fuck are you going to do now? Now motherfuckers are like, I'm just going to sit at home, smoke weed, and play video games and make like millions of dollars.
I know. Shout out to Austin Eckler.
Yeah. I remember
Austin Eckler, every time he's hurt, he's making money at home. Because he's like, all right, well, and he's hurt pretty often. You know what I mean?
Yep. And look at the baseball or the COVID shit, that was happening last year when baseball. Fernando Tatis, one of the most popular, MLB players, just gets on Twitch and starts playing MLB games. Who knows how much money he was making, but
he probably wasn't even good at all, too. He was like,
no, man, come on. He's like 21, 22. These motherfuckers been playing video games their whole life. It probably never stopped.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So you talking about Tatis?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, shit. I mean, Austin Eckler, what is he, 24? Something like that. Like,
I think he's older than that, bro. I think he's 26 now.
Okay. Yeah. He might be up there like that. But either way, I'm just saying, not too far out of the video game realm to where some of these guys, they just didn't stop.
Ain't nobody far from the video game realm, bro.
Yeah. Hell yeah. And Tino, what up? Is Watson locked up yet? So we're not going to hear any Watson news until April 1st. And we won't hit you with any. We won't hit you with any April Fool's jokes about Watson, but that's what a lot of stuff's supposed to be happening with his deliberations.
Hey, we're gonna hit him with hella fuck shit on April Fool's, bro.
Oh yeah. And Live in Sports Talk with Jake said MLB will never learn. I know, man. I know. Same shit going through it again.
Hey, hold on. I got a real question, bro. Where in the fuck do they get all them M's from, dog? How does baseball I ain't watching it.
What do you mean? They have 80 fucking home games. That's really what it is.
Yeah, they making hella money. You're right.
Yeah.
Who is giving them the money? These
And
motherfuckers all got like 200, 300, $400 million contracts and shit.
Because see, the crazy thing is, the MLB teams and all that, they don't get paid based on how many people watch. They get paid based on the networks that are willing to pay to have their product on their channel. Like, that's the thing. Like, yeah, MLB, they got more games than anybody else. There's way more money, floating around there just because of so many games. And Tino said MLB is popular internationally as well. Hell yes, not just U.S. Not just U.S. I mean, pretty much all these sports are.
It's just me that doesn't watch baseball then, I guess.
I mean, I don't watch baseball, anymore really either. I mean, I'll catch like some playoff games and stuff, but you don't need to consume. Mark Cuban's talking about this type of shit where a lot of people just don't watch individual games anymore. They're taking in the content through other ways. A lot of it's social media. I mean, shit, I can watch a 5-minute clip and that's going to show me, how much happened in this 3-hour game. And it's really the stuff that I care about anyways.
Right.
And football's just different because we're tracking it in different ways, and we gotta watch damn near every minute of every game. And Antonio said, I used to go to baseball games. I love day drinking at Yankee Stadium. Hell yeah, man.
And I ain't gonna lie, baseball games is turned.
Yeah, because you're always getting fucked up. Like, that's what it's all about.
And I'm not even watching like not a near second of the game, probably.
Yeah.
I'm just there.
I remember one of the last baseball games that I went to, Nelly had a concert, like literally like right after, like Petco Park, the one here in San Diego. They got a huge area where it's like really cool to have.
Did he have the Band-Aid?
He still had it, man. He's still rocking it. And
Oh, shit.
it was turnt, man. It was turnt. This was pre-COVID days. And just imagine like maybe like 2,000 people just like, man, like shoulder to shoulder. My girl's like, fuck, we're not getting in the middle of all this. And so we were kind of off to the side. It was cool. We got to see everything. But that was the main reason why we bought the ticket, was to go to the Nelly show like afterwards.
Dang. Nelly got some slaps, bro.
Oh, yeah. He played all the old school joints.
That's all he got is the old school joint.
Oh, yeah. They know new school about it. And Live in Sports Talk with Jake. What's up with this Deebo Samuel-like player in the draft? Well, what's his name? What's his name? And Tino said NFL being week to week makes it more digestible, too. Hell yeah, it's impossible to keep up with baseball and basketball like every single day. It gets really, really tough.
Yeah.
Good question, Chase. Where do you think Wentz will land? I actually think he gets re-signed. I think they're being real like non-committal like about it right now. But I bet they're going to re-sign him because he's not going to warrant like a super big bag.
I mean, if he was cut loose, right? Because no one's going to trade for him. But if he was cut loose, that's where I'm trying to think like, okay, where do he go?
I mean, Commanders, that's always going to be something we can talk about.
There it is. There it is right there. That's it right there.
So, and we're going to see, I mean, maybe even to Pittsburgh, but they literally have to let him go.
There it is, too.
That's
I forgot Pittsburgh. It would probably be Pittsburgh.
Because they could get him on like a 2-year deal. You know, I mean, maybe they do a 4-year if it's kind of like front loaded.
Hey, you know what? They don't like him.
Not a lot of teams like Wentz. That's what it is.
You know, because, man, Mike Tomlin, I think, like, because, like, you know, here's the thing with he kind of, you know, he had no choice. He had Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
And Big Ben rapist, this motherfucker, he did his thing until he couldn't no more. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so I think it was more like it was a symbiotic relationship. It wasn't like, you know what I mean, one couldn't live without the other. They were just working together. You know what I mean?
Yep. Hell yeah.
Yeah, but I think if Tomlin has this choice right now, you know what I mean? I think he's looking at someone like a Jameis, or like, bro, you know, like this is gonna be ugly too, but like Marcus Mariota, the Jacoby Brissett's, these guys that are like kind of plug and play guys, these guys might get looked at, oddly enough. You know what I mean? Because I think Tomlin just needs someone where they're gonna play lower scoring games and defense and run the ball. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Someone just manage this thing. But he does, but here's another thing though. Mike Tomlin did say he wants someone, he said it would be nice to have someone with some athleticism. He said something along the lines of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then ever since then, now they're trying to say he's gonna go after Malik, what's his name?
Malik Willis.
Like, you know, it's just so funny. But like, I mean, but even if not looking at the rookie, you know what I mean? I mean, the Mariotas of the world, the Jacoby Brissetts, you know,
especially a guy who's not, because I don't know if Malik Willis is going to be like a top 10, top 15 guy. He's like really not going to be. He's going to be either a mid to late first rounder, or he might even drop to the second. Like he's not going to.
If he goes crazy, shout out to the Heart to Start gang. If you know what I'm saying, if that motherfucker goes yay, you feel me? Everyone's gonna go crazy over him, and it will boost up. I mean, look what happened to Lance last year. Lance went crazy in the pro day. You know what I'm saying? He went straight yay. You feel me?
We'll see. That's what it's gonna come down to. I don't know. The Steelers, I doubt they're trading up. You know, I know that what they got somewhere in like the high 20s or low teens, something like that. So that'd
20?
Be really, yeah.
They're sitting at 20?
Yep. So
yeah.
I don't know if they're going to be trading up. I feel like that's the earliest that he would probably go. And if you're not a top 10 pick, you can afford to let these guys sit for a year. Because like top 10 versus like anywhere else in the first, I mean, it's a huge drop off in pay.
Yeah. And like I feel like they're gonna plug in one of these veterans from free agency, or maybe a trade or whatever, however it happens. But they're gonna plug in a veteran, and they're gonna go like heavy needs with that first round pick. You know what I mean?
You know what's
offensive line. You know what I mean?
It's going to be funny if they do what
Quarterback.
they usually do with their first round pick and just go linebacker.
Yeah, I mean, shit. How many years in a row have they done that? You know what I mean?
A lot. Yeah.
I mean, but offensive line, it's time. Like, if there's a guy they like, they got to start building that line. You know what I mean? Or maybe they address that in free agency. They're another team too. They don't got no money.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And you know, so they're gonna need one of these veteran QBs that'll just take the deal, like, you know, a 1 or 2 year deal, like on the low. You know what I mean? For the low, I mean.
And Stu said, please, wheelchair Wentz sign with the Washington Commandos, please. Yeah, you want to get him in your division, huh? And Hess said, will Sam Darnold be a starter? I think he warranted enough to be a starter. And what's kind of crazy is, and Hess said, who's your guess to be QB at Denver? I feel like if it's not a Rodgers or Watson, a big name like that, I really feel like Sam Darnold could be the sneaky play there. I mean, we already saw a little bit of, last year they traded Teddy B, over there. Didn't really work out the best, but, that's not the Panthers' fault. So maybe those trade lines, the trade communications stay open, and maybe Sam Darnold ends up in Denver somehow. Especially because they paid nothing for Teddy B. And Tino said, Uncle Jerry, please draft Hutchinson. No way that Hutchinson's dropping to anywhere close that the Cowboys are, dude. No way. So, I mean, they'd have to trade up for that. Hutchinson's going in the top 5 for sure. Maybe the top 2 or 3.
He said the Cowboys. Tino, stop. Quit dreaming, Tino.
That ain't happening. And Devin, he said, got invited to a fantasy baseball league last year. And he says, who the fuck has the time? I know, man.
Hey, hold on. I'll be right back.
Okay. Sir Bong's a lot in the building. Baby. Smoking out of my Amura. Oh, yeah. You guys need to get on this, man. AmuraCBD.com. Go check it out. You got to use the promo code Hustler because then they give you 20% off. You guys got to go check this shit out. It's like the best way to consume your herb. Yeah, Statavelli, what up, bro? So I'm gonna need you and Hustler. I'm gonna need you, Hustler, in my league, Bogard. Hell yeah, I'm reading this out when he gets back here. And Anthony said Wentz is going to the Cowboys for a backup. That'd be hilarious. Yeah, and Anthony said rolling it up at the San Joaquin River. Hell yeah, man. That's what's up.
The new one? Yeah. Where's it at, dude?
And Chase said Pitt hasn't needed a QB in forever, so they're kind of like a
Where'd you put it?
For sure, man. I mean, Big Ben got drafted in 2004. Like shit, like almost 20 years of the same QB. You just never think about QBs at all with Pittsburgh.
Yeah, them and the Patriots are the only teams that really were able to do that in the last 20 years.
I mean, Rivers was like that for a while, and Eli was like that for a while too. But that might be one of the craziest QB classes we've ever seen lasting so long. And Antonio said, I'm here in the Giants shop in Barkley. Where do you think he gets traded? We talked about that at the beginning of the show, and I don't think he's going to get traded anywhere. I don't think a team's going to give up the capital to get him because you got to pay him $7.2 million. That's his 5th-year contract number. And he hasn't really done anything to like necessarily warrant that number. And then you're going to have to extend him. I don't know. We're never really hearing teams say I'm a running back away from winning the Super Bowl, except like Bogey says, except for Seattle and crazy Pete Carroll. And yeah, Hess said I'm hitting my Amura right now. Cheers. Hell yeah, bro. Cheers. Ooh, Albert. The last topic of the day. Nice. You segued that. Well, you didn't segue us into it. You just mentioned it right there. We're talking about Rob Gronkowski. Bogard, have you heard now? I talked about the rumor mill about the Chiefs and Gronk. Yeah. Now the Bills, they might be throwing their hat, in the Rob Gronkowski contest.
You know what? Right? He's from Buffalo too. I think that's his favorite team growing up. You know what I mean? Something like that. I forget. I mean, I know he went to high school in Pittsburgh because he went to one of them them schools that had like the good program that'll get you in. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I'm trying to tell you though, man.
Like, who doesn't want to go to a Super Bowl contending team? I mean, the Bills are a draw for the first time in a really long time.
Hell yeah, the Bills are shit. You get Gronk and that motherfucker blocking, and then this motherfucker Josh Allen fucking running that thing down.
Hell yeah, Ha! And Tino said, "Got to dream big, bro." I say. I know, because every Cowboy fan in the offseason is always dreaming of that Super Bowl that's going to be coming next year. And Stu said at 24, Dallas Cowboys select Tyler Lindenbaum, center from Iowa. Okay. And then Terrence Steele starts at right tackle. And then we move Collins to left guard, O-line fixed. Man, if it was only that simple, huh, Stu? Because as easy as we think it is from a player to move from one side of the line to the other, or from a tackle position to a guard position, or center to guard, or however the hell you want to switch it, it is different assignments on every single play. It is almost it is a different position that you're playing. It's totally different. We just think that it's all the same because none of us ever played offensive line before and went through that shit. And Tino said Gronk is done. No way, man. No way.
This is what's going to happen. The Cowboys are going to be on the clock. And then there'll be the offensive linemen that they should get because their line's getting old and they're banged up. Then they'll get the best receiver that's available.
How they roll.
And they're cut Cooper and then eat that $20 million. Like, this is like, tell me that doesn't sound like things the Cowboys do.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's Uncle Jerry right there. Like, we're going to do what we want to do.
He's like, you know what? Get rid of Cooper. You know what? Screw that $20 million. We'll eat it up. I shit $20 million. Then he's like, you know what? Oh, I like the lineman. Quiet, Steven. You be quiet. Give me that receiver from Alabama. You know what I mean? Hey, that's why Jerry did the draft. Remember the draft in quarantine? He did it on his yacht. He was like, he didn't want nobody around him. He was like, I'm taking CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
He's going to do something like that. He's crazy. Now they actually been drafting solid.
They have. I mean, ever since
in spite of crazy Jerry.
They're probably like have him like, just got a big zip tie ready to like put around him like as soon as they're about to get on the clock. So that he can do anything he wants, but he can't call in the pick. He cannot call in the pick.
Right?
And Antonio said Lindbaum in mock drafts projected 10 to the Jets. I hope we don't get a center at pick 10. I mean, it's not the sexy pick, but shit, the trenches is where where these games are won. I mean, if you don't have a solid O line, you don't have a solid D line, like your team's probably gonna suck either way. And Tino said that Super Bowl has to eventually come. It all comes down to mathematics at the end. No, it doesn't, because like the Patriots like skewed any kind of mathematics that was going to happen, because all the times that they made it to the Super Bowls, I mean, shit, mathematically, the Cowboys should have made it to a Super Bowl, right? Even though not winning in the last almost 30 years, So no, it doesn't work that way with mathematics.
I mean, just teams just to go back to the Super Bowl, like the Chiefs did it. I mean, this is recently. Chiefs did it. The Patriots did it. The Seahawks did it with Russ.
Yep. Then you got to go back to like the 90s.
Then you got to go hella back. You got to go back to the Eagles.
Broncos.
No, not to the Eagles. You got to go back to the Patriots again.
Yep.
But the Patriots actually won it back to back. The Patriots are the last ones to win it back to back, but they've also went back to back and won and then lost. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Then you got to go back to the Broncos, and then you can go all the way back to the Cowboys, and there's a long line of these winners in between.
Mm-hmm.
And Stu said Steven and Will McClay call the shots these days. Jerry's still calling some shots. Like he'll We know that no matter what anybody thinks, this is Jerry's money. This is Jerry's baby. Like, he has a lot of input, but maybe they don't use all of his input towards the first round draft picks anymore.
You know what he says? He says, Steven, is your name Jerry? No, that's my name on the check. I bet you he calls him son of a bitch all the time.
He probably does.
Steven, you son of a bitch. He hella gets mad.
Yeah.
What mother are you talking about? Shut up, you son of a bitch.
All right. Well, that's all the news that we got for today. I like the how it lasted about 45 minutes. Really dope show. Appreciate everyone hanging out with us. We got the circle tomorrow. We got the playmakers tonight. Tell them about it, Bogard.
Yeah, we're doing should I stay, should I go? It's free agents. This is solely fantasy based. We're not really diving into the caps and stuff like that. We're just talking about certain free agents, whether or not we think they should stay or they should go based on what's more beneficial for fantasy purposes. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. So make sure you guys tune into that tonight. We got the circle tomorrow. We got some uploads that are going to be coming soon, some dynasty talk, and it's me, it's Bogard, and Maddie Daddy breaking down some dynasty-ism. So get ready. Those videos are going to be dropping real soon, and they're going to be coming at you in weekly waves. So get ready for that, all you dynasty savages out there.
Yeah. And once again, man, the real fantasy playmakers, everybody tap in tonight. Is going down 9:30 p.m. East Coast time, 6:30 p.m. West Coast time. You know what I'm saying? I definitely want to get some drinks. So I'm gonna throw a couple stems and some caps in the tank. We're gonna have a good one.
Oh yeah. And Antonio said, nice, the circle. I love that show. Every week we're bringing it to you every Thursday.
Yeah, you mean the 3-time champion, Bogard Scott Free, the crotch, is bringing it every week.
Yeah. All right. And let's see. And Tino said we're about to see some of the fastest 40 times this year at the combine. Hell yeah. And you know, Uncle Jerry, as soon as he sees one of those,
No, that's the Raiders.
I mean, a little bit of both of them, but yeah, it is the Raiders for sure.
The Raiders be like, I want the fastest guy. I don't give a fuck.
Ooh, he ran that
People
4.29.
used to kick. And then they drafted Seabass in the first round, huh?
Yep. Ooh, that 4.29, that 4.28. I like it. We got to get him.
Right?
Yeah.
I think he's like an all-time scorer for the Raiders. I mean, I might be wrong about that, but shout out to Sebastian Janikowski. He was one of those kickers in them goddamn kicker leagues. Like if I had a kicker, oh shit. There's Sebastian Janikowski right here.
And David said these Cowboy haters don't know shit. I'm always going to give you Cowboy fans a little bit of shit, couple gut punches.
Hey, listen, I love hating on the Cowboys. And you can't ruin that for me.
Yeah, and Albert said Cardinals not expected to re-sign Chandler Jones. He's getting a little long in the tooth, and we might see a little bit of rebuilding.
I bet you he goes to the Cowboys.
Chandler Jones. They need some more rushers. They do. And because we already know they're going to get rid of D-Law.
And we're talking 2-year type deals, like first year fully guaranteed type shit. Yep. That's really all they want. Right now they're going to one-shot everything.
Yep. And Antonio said Henry Ruggs can't catch, but he can run. Let's get him. I know, right?
He was killing motherfuckers. Nobody wants him. He needs to do like an entire year. Look at this. He needs to do an entire year of like speaking out to like colleges and shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. About drunk driving and shit. Like he needs to do hella hours of that shit. Hey, remember when T.I. got caught with the guns, right? So then he didn't want to go to jail. You know, so he's like, I'll do anything. He went around to like every school talking about fucking the dangers of guns and gang life and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And
you know what I'm saying?
And David P said if Jerry was calling the shots, we would have had Manziel. Well, that's what I said. Like maybe they're like zip tying him during the first round. So
hey, listen,
call in the pick.
We know this. if it was up to Jerry, y'all wouldn't even had a good line for the last 7-8 years.
Yeah.
Because that's what they were doing year after year. But when they're not getting the Johnny Manziels, because, you know, he clearly would have drafted Manziel and had him sit behind Romo, or maybe they would have got rid of Romo or traded him or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he wanted, that kid's good. That kid's good right there. And I think it was him. This is how ridiculous it was. It was Jerry Jones and like George Bush Sr. And they were at like his pro day.
Oh,
and then
man.
Manziel was like, it was funny because he was out there in the shorts, but he has like the pads and the helmet on. And then like he was doing like the broom drills.
Yeah, oh man. And Antonio said I was at the Jets game when the Bills scored a TD and did the shoot himself in the leg celebration. Man, he did the cheddar bob. He did the cheddar bob in the end zone.
Well, not because what's his name, man, from the Giants? He shot himself. Remember?
Plexico.
Yeah.
I know. Plexico busted a cheddar bob on himself, shooting himself in the club, shooting himself in the dick in the club.
I wonder which one came first. What did the movie come out before that?
It all came out first. That shit was like 2003.
That's right. I was like I was a senior.
Hell yeah, man. So Plexico.
I remember I'm about to watch that movie and I see one of my boys, he had just finished watching it. He was like fucking like spellbounded. And I was like, oh, was it good? He's like, bro. He's like, at the end, he just lays it all out, bro. And when I watched it, I was like, man, that shit was kind of whack. Like, when he lay it all out.
Man, all right. Yeah. We're getting the hell up out of here. We're going to see you next week on Fantasy News Today. And make sure you guys are just tapping in on everything that we got going on. We got the leagues going down. We got the circle. We got the playmakers. We got a whole bunch of Dynasty content coming your way. We'll see you guys later. Peace.
As I make my way, the fact I'm still alive, my claim to fame. It's no surprise I'm on a rise, finna stake my claim. Separate me from the others, cause we ain't the same. Ask my brothers from another, we ain't for play. Time is money, so we got no time to waste. Soon as this thing's moving, it can't be stopped. Blue bands in my pocket, call that juggernaut.
Anywhere in the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your work sure would help a lot.
You know the stat quo. Finna get a bag, bustin' down that blow. Out of East Side Ho, where they know my name.